Hello. You are listening to Like a Boss. It's Friday, so it's a good day. So right now you're listening to Olu and
Ross.
And what's going on? And right now we're joined in the room by a guy wearing some shades, even though it is a bit sunny, to be fair. So I'm
only wearing them because I've got quite weak eyes in it, so the light was a bit bright on my
eyes. Don't lie. You're giving us the diva treatment right now.
I do have actually very weak eyes.
Okay.
It's a true fact. It's like a medical kind of condition.
Fair enough. But yeah, right now he's in the building. Aaron Roach Bridgeman. What's going on?
Thank you for having me. Yeah, man. Give us
How you doing? You've had quite a busy week this week.
Yeah. Real busy at the moment, man. I just started filming a new project, and also I've been doing a lot of negotiations for like other work that might be possibly happening, and also possibly aligning myself with some new management and stuff like that as well. So right now, January, February is kind of like the formative months of the year. It's like, okay, let me just set the precedent for how I want everything else to be for the year, and that's kind of how it's been at the moment. So yeah, man,
the calm before the storm.
Yeah, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm in a very balanced place at the moment. Like I feel blessed and balanced. That's what I always say to people. So yeah,
blessed and balanced, double B's. Yeah. Hey, but I saw you at Getz's show bringing out Getz. What was that?
Oh, you were there as well.
I went there, unfortunately.
You went there.
I went there, but I saw it on social media.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, listen, Getz is like someone that I've been listening to for years. Like, it's weird. Like I would say, and even to him, I would say I'm more of a fan than a friend. Like, I'm more a fan than a friend. Like, and I even said to him, I've been listening to you for like over 13 years. Because basically, how the whole situation started is that Getz told me about the show, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll sort you tickets." I'm saying, "No, I don't need to sort me with tickets. I'm gonna buy tickets." And he thought I was joking. And then like on his Instagram, he was like promoting it, and I was like, message me the link to buy tickets. And then he messaged me saying, "I can't let you buy tickets." And I'm saying, "Bro, I've listened to you for 13 years. Do you know how good it makes me feel to actually be able to go and buy tickets for your show now?" I'm saying, "No, I'm buying tickets." And then from there, it went to, "I'm still going to put you on the guest list anyway." And then he phones me the day before, and he's like, "Do you know what I was thinking?" Because Getz is random like that. "You know what I was thinking?" I was like, "What?" He was like, "You might as well just present the whole show, like present the thing." I'm like, what like tomorrow? He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, what time do you need me there? And he was like, about 4. And then I was just like, this is insane. But I was like, do you know what, it'll be an honor though. It'll be a privilege. So went down to the show, and like before he came out, I gave it a monologue. I gave it like a real monologue before he came out. People were getting proper hype because I was like spitting back some of his old lyrics and stuff like that to find out who really were true fans.
Yeah.
And then he just comes out and he smashes the show, man.
He went in.
Even Evening Standard did a review about it, saying how like, just kind of bigging him up and giving him like, his plaudits, so to speak. You know what I mean? So
what do you think about the UK industry right now? It's looking kind of healthy, like not even in music. I'm just talking about like all across the board.
It's a good time for us, man. Do you know what? And like globally as well, because even me myself, I've got a few acquaintances and friends who are doing massive things in America as well. You got someone like Bashi, who's also from the area that I'm from, Northwest London, Northwest 10.
Bang.
Yeah, come on, it's a dangerous place. And he's like, I seen him doing the new 24 Legacy series. He's done A Night Of, which is an amazing, I don't know if you saw that series with Riz Ahmed.
I did.
Amazing series. He done that as well.
I can't wait for the 24 though. I love the original 24 right now.
That's what I'm saying, and he's part of some amazing projects. So I foresee a very big year for him and a very big career. And he's not the only one. There's loads. You got John Boyega. You got what's his name again? Dwayne Henry, who's also in I think NCIS. What I'm thinking now is we've got a lot of people that are doing it on the acting side of things. I feel like I need to kind of maybe try my luck and see if I can see, from a presenter position, from a presenter aspect, if I can also kind of like ride the novelty of being British and being a talent. That I'm not saying that people are getting opportunities because it's a novelty, but I think that there is really an interest in British talent at the moment. I think being a presenter is a different thing though, because hearing a British accent on their TVs is going to be a bit disconcerting. But I think it's a good time for us to do that. And as you say, the whole scene is like, the whole industry as a whole, like British talent is being taken a lot more seriously globally. You got Drake bringing out gigs on stage.
Monumental.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But I just, do you know what it is? I'm not fooled though. I still know that, especially musically, they're still not trying to embrace us all the way around. They're not going to have us on the same, the same roster or even the same level as any of their artists. But to get the respect slowly but surely, it can only mean that it's going to lead to better things.
Like, you do raise a couple good points there. For example, like, they won't give you the respect to that they do give the artists, but then that's where I feel it's really important that people like Grime Daily, like they did with the Rated Awards, come up with their own institutions to actually celebrate their own. So rather than looking for the Brits or the mobiles to wake up and look at the talent, that we're already celebrating our own talent. I feel like we're really getting to that stage where, like, we're self-sufficient. We don't need them really right about now. So it's a great time. So speak to me. How did you get, like, what was your first break in media? How did you first get, or when did you first get in front of the screen?
To be honest, I didn't ever want to be on screen. Well, not as a presenter anyway. I trained as an actor when I was younger. I was part of an agency and stuff like. In fact, some of the people that I were with went on to do quite big things. People like Amel Amin, who's also doing his thing in Hollywood. Louis Robinson, he went on to be, you know, a big presenter and a very big music artist. Loic Essien. There was loads of us. Even one of my friends, he also became a Black Power Ranger, bro.
What? Black Power Ranger?
He was a Black Power Ranger.
You're killing
Power
me.
Rangers Overdrive.
Oh my God, that is, like, goals.
We got a strong alumni, do you know what I mean, of talent. And but I left that behind. I went to uni. When I went to uni, I went to Birmingham. So my agent said to me, it's going to make it hard for me to represent you with you being so far, because with how acting works, it's like, yo, tomorrow you've got to be in central London here, free, bye. Yeah, that's it. You gotta be there. Do you know what I mean? So she was like, try and find one up north, but it never really happened. So I started getting into journalism, started writing. I became, I think, the first black male section editor of the university newspaper.
Shout that out. Shout that out.
The Red Brick University, the Red Brick paper at the University of Birmingham, which is where I went to. Started writing. Then I organised like some work experiences with the Times newspaper and stuff like that, and Total Film magazine and other things. And then I came back home. Come like it's jail, innit? I come back home. I came home and I wanted to write for magazines and online magazines and stuff, and then one of them said to me, basically, go in front of camera, because I told them to go down to a premiere of a film, and they were like, why don't you go in front of camera? And I was like, no, I don't do that. It became a little bit of an argument back and forth, and in the end I just said, you know what, I'll do it. Went in front of camera, it just worked, bro. It just really, really worked. Everyone was just like, that whole day, everyone was just looking over in our section, everyone was just looking at me like, yo, who the hell is this? And like, I'm looking at myself like, who the hell am I? Do you know what I mean? I didn't even know what was happening, but it felt very natural. And then from there, started hosting loads of live shows. Live shows is where I got my confidence, which is why I can do things like the Gets It shows now, because I've been doing it for, you know, quite a few years. And then a lady hired me for a show, and then she put in an application for me to go and become the SBTV presenter, because she liked what I did so much in that show. She thought, this boy has something. There were so many people on my journey that really felt I had something, but I really truthfully didn't. Like, I felt like, oh, thank you for the compliment, but don't waste your time. I was working a 9 to 5, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so she put that application in. It ended up being that they wanted a show reel. I didn't have one, so they used a news flash that I used to do with a director who's now actually in Hollywood now as well. He's in LA now, and that won them over to call me into the actual audition. I was the first person that auditioned, and I ended up winning the whole competition, which was screened and aired on Channel 4 on T4, a show called Inside SBTV, from the bedroom to the boardroom. And from there, my first interview with Kelly Rowland, it went viral internationally, like globally.
Kelly Rowland, you know.
Yeah, it was on World Star Hip Hop and stuff, and it's like, you know, it just went viral. Like, everyone was talking about it. It didn't go viral like how we go viral now, because memes weren't there those times. But if we had memes, I could imagine it would have been mad. And then from there I had to prove my worth. Like, and I started going hard with doing interviews. I interviewed some of the biggest names in the world, and just tried to make
drop them.
After Kelly Rowland, the second one was LeBron James. Like, it was crazy.
LeBron James.
Yeah, that's the second one I ever done.
So who was the most bougiest guest you've interviewed? Or can you say, or you don't want to get in trouble? I don't
really care, man. Who was bougie? Do you know what? I always tell this story as well. But Trey Songz, he I don't know what happened with Trey, but when he came in, there was some sort of issue, and then he made everyone clear out the whole room so he could cream his hands or something like that.
He had dry hands, he had to evacuate the building.
But to credit to Trey, when we did come back in, he was like, I'm sorry, y'all had to take care of some business. We had some business going on, you know, like, no disrespect. And I'm like, well, it kind of was disrespect still. Man was outside in the cold and you were creaming your hands, innit? You know what I mean? But I've learned to deal with. You need to understand, and I guess in some form of a way, deservedly, some of these people who are globally known, globally respected for their crafts, sometimes maybe not for crafts, but just for being who they are, but they have got to a position where they are globally known and where they are a reputable and respectable brand in their own right. So deservedly, I can understand where some ego can come from. I've learned to deal with those egos, but I just think it's a beautiful thing when people reach that level, but they don't have that ego and still can kind of connect on a real level. And there are loads of people like that as well.
So who surprised you the most that you'd think, okay, this person should be bougie and like
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson,
but not so much because of his bougie. I thought he should have been bougie. I felt like he, you know, with him doing as much as he's done already in business, in entrepreneurship, I felt like, you know, there would be much more of a somber attitude to business, but he's just as hungry and just as determined to be innovative within business as he probably would have been when he first started. And I found that amazing, bro. And what I also found amazing, that he was pretty coy about saying certain things, like, because I asked him, I said, where are you living right now? And he said something along the lines of, well, you know, I'm in London now, but I was in Poland last night. I'm going to be in New York later today, and then I'm going to be like in Hong Kong or like in the morning. So like one's going to be in like 5 countries in 2 days or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And like, but he said it really, really coyly. Like, he didn't really want to say it, like he's embarrassed of that fact. But I'm like, don't be embarrassed, bro. Like, you have created a brand and business to the level that you have those kind of privileges. At the end of the day, you're flying your own plane anyway.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's your company. Yeah.
So he's an amazing character. I think just me and him kind of stayed with me. It's amazing because obviously I met all the biggest music stars and biggest, like, some big sports stars and TV stars and movie stars, but one of the people who stayed with me in terms of just like the words that they said and stuff was Richard Branson. And I don't really consider myself a businessman, but
it's interesting you kind of say that, but really and truly, you've described your journey up to this point, and you are a businessman because you had a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
You took that leap. You went away from the 9-to-5 to pursue your own dreams. That is entrepreneurial. Like,
I guess so. Yeah, I never really think of it like that, actually.
And that's like me and Ross, we call ourselves entrepreneurs. We're in the process, but that's usually like the sort of issue that we find people have with the word entrepreneurship. I'm not a businessman, blah blah blah. But these times you're going out on your own back and putting food on your table. Like, that is entrepreneurship, plain and simple. Off of your own name as well. Off of your own name, everything by yourself. If you don't do anything, you don't eat. That is entrepreneurship. So I think it's really interesting. So actually, we should go inside and play a song right now. After the break, we're going to get into your documentaries actually, which I find really interesting. So right now I'm going to play Meek Mill, Shine.
Wicked. Man like Meek.
Yeah. That was Meek Mill, Shine. That's this playlist that's the song I'm gonna play when I make my first million. Like, drop top so they can see me shine, boys.
Coming soon, bro.
Amen. But like I was saying, we're gonna get into Aaron's documentary career right about now. Did it start off with the One Punch Killers? Is that right to say? Is that the first? On like a 1 hour, on an extended version, One Punch Killers was the first one, but there were different segments that I have been doing for the Sky One show that I do called What's Up, where I've done documentary style like segments, but they're only a couple of minutes long. So I guess on a proper scale of what a documentary is, this is the first one, but I have done pieces about mental health and the connection with university. I've done things about androgynous identities, which is basically about people who see themselves as sexually fluid. They're neither male or female. That's kind of mad, you know. It's funny you say that because like recently they installed in our old workplace. Remember when they done the gender neutral toilets? And I was like, this is such a silly idea. Like it's really just a toilet, and they just put a label on it. Like could have just said that this toilet's for everyone, as opposed to it's gender. It's gender neutral. But here I don't really need to get into that.
We're age of political correctness now.
It's gone too far. It's fully gone too far. Like now, pregnant mothers are supposed to be called pregnant people as opposed to mothers or expecting mothers. Because
I haven't heard that one. No,
that's a recent one. That's because not all mothers might identify as female, because there might be transgenders who
I was doing a talk the other day as part of a discussion, and there was young people there, and the young person in the group said, I'd rather be referred to as a young human than a young person. So for the whole discussion,
a young mammal.
So for the whole discussion, they were referring to them as young humans.
Oh my god! Did you do that?
Nah, I call him by his name.
Can I ask you, the jump from short form documentary to kind of the big hour long format? How does your day-to-day involvement change when you go from that jump, and was it really hard to adjust to scaling things up massively?
The adjustment happens actually, I think, maybe easier than I would have anticipated, and that's I think because I enjoyed it so much. But do you know what the funniest thing is? With the short segments that I do for the Sky One show, sometimes we have like 2 or 3 days shooting, and sometimes or even a whole day shooting, like going to the place to get, and it's like you think to yourself, it's amazing because it only ends up as being 3 minutes. And in some cases, like with my first documentary, we had a very quick turnover. I think we were filming for about 2 or 3 weeks, and that's not every single day, like a couple of days out throughout the weekend. When you think about it, that's what equated to an hour worth. But the main difference between short form and long form is you do a lot of this. Being filmed doing this.
I did notice that.
I did not. You actually got that spot on.
And looking out, I remember I actually spent time looking at a dove flying. So they do I'm doing something like this. Make it look like it's deep. I'm just looking at a dove. You know what I mean? Like, I need something to catch my attention. And what you do is with those, what you call cutaways, with those cutaways, what you do is you put voiceover over them. And that makes up for quite a lot of time as well. And I think there's gonna be a lot of that in my new one, my new series as well, because quite a lot of episodes that we've got to do. So now the jump wasn't hard because I really enjoyed it. Second part of your question was what was it? Second part of your question.
So it was the jump between them, and it's just like, how did your sort of daily life adjust?
That's it. And also with the long form, with the hour specials, a lot more longer days, like a lot staying over, like a lot of travel. I remember one time we were coming back instead of staying over, and we almost missed our last train. And I remember I said to my AP, my the person who's producing or directing, I said to him, well, what would we done if we missed that train? And he was like, we'd have to get like a cab from here back to London. And I'm like, bro, we're in like, where were we? And like Portsmouth or something. Or somewhere. I'm like, that's insane. And it's like, but yeah, so very long days, like long, people don't know, like real long days, like people that follow me on Snapchat and have been for a while will see, like they would see, like it's like, and I remember a lot of people keep message me saying, you need to go and sleep, you need to sleep. But it's like, you know what, when the adrenaline and the excitement for being part of something and creating something of quality is there, like you don't even feel it. You don't feel it because, and I think that's why these production companies like me, because they know that I'm a man, that I'm more about the quality than complaining about my length of days. So I think I probably do above what my contracts actually state, but because I care more about what I'm creating, I don't really watch that, bro. Like, you know, obviously we all
work hard, innit?
But I'm more about the work, man. I want to make sure that I'm producing something of quality, especially when it's got to do with people who have like lost their lives or gone through tragedy. You need to do them justice, man.
That's actually a good segue into my next question. So in your new your documentary One Punch Killer, which you can watch on Channel 5 on the app or on the desktop or whatnot, my question is, how difficult was it dealing with such a sensitive subject? Like, you're actually speaking to victims, mothers. Like, you at the beginning of the movie, the documentary, this is what kills me. Aaron says, I'm gonna go speak to a murderer. I'm like, wait, what? You want to speak to who? You want to go track down what? He said,
must be speaking to murderers for years.
All on TV, and I'm thinking, mad, that is actually crazy. Like, such a sensitive subject. Like, how do you deal with it?
To be honest, it was difficult. It is difficult because I'm a very empathetic person as well, so I can't help but take on people's emotion. Like, now, not just people that I'm talking to for TV, but even like my friends. Like, when my friends are going through something, like someone told me the other day their father passed away, and it hurt me, bro. It's like, I don't even know their dad, but just knowing that they're going through that pain, I feel that pain. So I think with me being as empathetic as I am, I think sometimes I maybe take on too much. But what really helped me is that my director at AP that I had, we would go and do a crazy emotional shoot, and then especially the AP, a guy called Craig Chambers, who's from Bradford. I'm sorry to shout you out, bro. But,
Craig, bow.
Yeah, him being from Bradford as well, like his whole sense of humor and accent, like it was so inappropriate and stuff. Yeah, but you needed that levity. You needed that moment, that break from the deep emotional, kind of like pressure and like you're laden with those emotions. You need a break from that, and I think they were the perfect team to do that, because then we would go from a shoot and then go somewhere to eat after, and then man would just start cracking up some really inappropriate jokes. Something, and it's like everyone's just creasing, everyone's just laughing, and that is what helped to keep my sanity, to be honest. And I'm hoping I get the same thing with this team that I'm working with now, which is why I always try to be really jovial, because they might think I'm over the top, but I'm being that way because I know we're dealing with serious content. Like even like my first shoot that I did the other day, I have to deal with watching video content from two different opposing sides who were rapping about each other, and then one of the sides ended up catching one of the boys from this side and killing him. He actually literally before he killed him, he made a rap song and video, and the same thing with what he detailed in this song, what he ended up doing to the boy, talking about basically I'll leave you dead on the ground, no need for paramedic. And he repeats it, I'll leave you dead on the ground, no need for paramedic. That's what happened to the boy in the end as well. So like it really affected me, and the thing is, it affected me for two reasons. One reason because I support the UK music, I support UK rap. I like certain artists who do speak quite violent content. And secondly, because it's horrible. It is. Secondly, because it's horrible. So I felt conflicted and I felt emotional, because the thing is, I have the ability to separate the reality of life with the fantasy that these artists are creating with their music. Like the fact that artists use a different name to their real name shows you they are portraying a character. So sometimes they are just painting stories really well. I understand that, maybe because I was an actor as well, but a lot of the young people are not getting that, and they're taking these words by these artists for gospel and for truth, and they are replicating such actions, and that's where the problem lies. And it's hard for me to say that without sounding like a hypocrite. I totally understand it, but then understand it does this. It's like I do, but I separate it. You know what I mean? It's hard, man.
You know, that's a really good way to look at it, because I've always said to myself, like, there probably has to be a time where I have to stop listening to this drill stuff, because like it does really put out really negative message. But I really do like the music. But then for you to put it like you can separate the music from the actual artist and reality of the artist, that's a different way of looking at it. Maybe that can allow me to listen.
Especially when you meet and know some of the artists as well. Some really nice guys, bro. Some of the most gangster artists, are some of the nicest guys, bro. You know what I mean? But you know what it is? Some of them are just telling their story, and the thing is, they might be telling a story of previous. They've changed, which is maybe why they're so nice now. Maybe they weren't nice before, but it's just, where do you draw the line, and how do you kind of like? It's hard, man. But like, it was horrible, bro. Some of the things that the boy was saying in the song, and it's like, it just got to me, bro. And you need to have a moment where you can just kind of take your mind out of it. In fact, I had a meeting the other day, and they were telling me that I can stipulate in my contracts that I can have counselling, because for some of the content that I'm doing, with it being as traumatic and tragic as it is, it can affect you even as a professional. And maybe it's something I should think about. I think right now I'm mentally strong enough not to need that, but man's dealing with some real I'm hoping to start getting into more content about lesser traumatic things,
some happy stuff, but it's really and truly, like, I feel like there is a lane for someone that is doing documentaries of real life issues in the UK and bringing them to light. Like, really and truly, the only sort of black person that comes to mind who would do such was like Reggie Yates. And I feel like Reggie Yates got stereotypical, like, became a stereotype in just uncovering bad stuff with black people, and I didn't really like how he sort of went. Maybe it's not out of his power, it's a job, but
it is very hard.
It's exactly, you can get stuck in a hole, and I feel like he might be in a hole right now. Hopefully he can come out of it, but I really feel that there is a lane for UK documentaries, someone to give a voice to the people, highlight some issues in society. And like, for example, the one punch killer, you done a poem and you actually gave like some solid advice at the end of it, like just don't throw the punch, which is really good advice. So like that sort of constructive sort of voice is very much beneficial to the UK scene right now.
I'm hoping, man. That's a part of my my ethos and my aims of what I'm doing, man.
So one of the this is my last point about the one punch killer, because it did get to me. The most like thing that killed me the most is when you got the killer to meet his victim's mother.
That was hard.
Like, how does that even happen? Like, I'm guessing that can't have been the first time they've ever met. They might have been doing some back and forth before, right? Yeah,
there's something called what's the word now for what they call it? When you meet someone that has
atonement. No,
it's called
is it restorative
justice? Yeah, which is where you meet the the person who may have inflicted a certain crime, or in this case, a murder of someone close to you. And so they'd met before, but it had never been at this personal how it was with me. And also I believe she had her husband with her, so she had someone to kind of like as a support. But bro, like I was literally like, I remember like, because this is not, it's TV, but this is happening for real. Like, and if you watch it, you can see I was literally tongue-tied because I was so overawed by the situation that I was just, and you could even see that I was trying to get words out and I couldn't, because I was, and especially when they shared a joke, and I'm like,
and they laughing together, and I was just
I was like, oh my god, like I don't even know what to say. This is mad, because this person has taken your son's life. But what I think it is like, credit to her, what's her name? Was it Anne? Credit to Anne. To Annie's, like she has incredible understanding and incredible strength. She understands that this boy didn't mean to kill her son. Like, it's a lot of people through trauma and pain can't find logic, but in her trauma and pain she's found logic. And she's understood, and I know you didn't mean to, and in fact she's got involved with his life, and she's made sure that he's kept on a path where if you're going to take my son's life, do something with yours. That's her thinking. And so she made sure that he went to uni, studied criminology, and he's
how ironic though. I feel like that's so ironic. Why are you studying criminology to do what?
Because he's criminalized. I think he wants to kind of be a speaker and maybe even possibly a politician.
Wow.
I thought that was a really interesting contrast to the other women you spoke to, she was messaging the son's killer on Facebook as well. Such a crazy contrast to that.
And she messaged me after as well, telling me, updating me. Apparently, what did she say to me? She said to me, apparently, the killer who killed her son is now out of jail. She spoke to him, and he said something about how he didn't get my message, but he's willing to talk. I told my director and producers, they were like, don't do any further contact, kind of thing, like leave it there. I'm still cool. Like Therese, her name is Therese. Still kind of like, she follows me on my Facebook page, and she like comments and stuff on like some of my things. I keep the relationship there because she's a nice lady. But in terms of going deeper into the story, unless we're going to deal with it in an appropriate way and a proper way, I think we have to leave it there. Some people will say they want a part 2, but I feel like the show did what it did. You know what I mean? And I think we should leave it there and leave it as something that I think was a quality piece of content.
So you know what, we're gonna go into one more song break.
Cool.
I can actually give you the aux cable and take a request from Mr. Aaron.
Oh, don't lie.
Yeah.
Oh god, let me find something quickly then, because I know you probably ain't got a lot of time. Let me see what will come up. Okay, let's see.
I can hand you the aux.
It's got to be censored as well now.
Nah, this is pirate radio with not really pirates though, like sailors. Sailor radio. Sailor radio.
Because I got something stuck in.
Oh my god, what is that about?
Because my aux cord from my car, I put it in and it broke. Here, it's stuck inside there. Oh, nice. So I got to use Bluetooth. Sorry, bro.
Oh mate.
It would have been a banger though.
It would have been. Listen, we're gonna have to take your word for it. I'm gonna take that initiative and play a banger then. What is this going to be?
More Ed Sheeran?
No,
I know you're sitting on a whole bunch of Ed Sheeran.
Come on. Some Eddie. Some Lego house. Come on, you must have it.
Yeah, boy. This is actually kind of difficult now. Alright, fuck it. Play this one. Oops.
Not safe for work.
Yeah.
What are you going with?
Fine Line. Oops.
Young Bane.
Yo. Yes. We're back. That was Young Bane featuring Kojo Funds. Fine Wine. That's an actual smash hit. Like, they need to take that to America, and I don't know, man.
It's a big tune, man.
It's a big tune. So you went into your second documentary, which I feel like this is Hey, his music was still playing. DJ, yeah, nah, I'm crazy. You went into your second documentary, Vigilante Brits.
Oh yeah.
Though it was still a bit deep, I feel like this, I could like be relaxed around, like, and smile at some bits. First of all, did you enter this documentary with more confidence?
Yes, like One Punch Killers did incredibly well, bro. Like One Punch Killers did better than anybody expected, hence why there was even a chance to do Vigilante Brits. If it didn't do so well, it might not have been it might not have been me anyway. It might have been
someone else,
some other donny, you know what I mean? But One Punch Killers did really, really well, and also the experience gave you see what it is for me. The experience gave more confidence. Success doesn't really give me confidence, because success is it's subjective, bro. You know what I mean? Like, things could be popular just because of the time it was on, or because maybe the title caught people's eyes, or maybe the girls like the way that I looked in the advert, you know what I mean?
Mad feeling himself, that diva coming out, right?
I'm hoping the latter, you know what I mean? Something tells me it wasn't. So the experience made me more confident, and also Vigilante Britain was a strong one, bro. But I feel like a lot of people they give me mixed opinions, but I feel like my performance in Vigilante Britain was maybe twofold times better. Like, I feel like
I feel like you seemed a lot more like comfortable in like holding a documentary down.
I feel like I watched it back, and I remember when I did it, I was like, that was good, you know what I mean, cool and stuff. And I watched like, I think like a first draft, and I was like, kind of, it's alright, it's cool. But when I watched it properly, I put headphones in, I sat down and watched it, I was like, wow, that's really good, you know. That was really good, which is why I went on that crazy promotional run myself, not even organised by the channel. I did it myself. I went to every radio station that we have in London, like, and promoted it myself, because I wanted people to know, please watch this show, and especially because One Punch Killers was on Channel 5, because it got promoted up Channel 5. It was supposed to be on 5 Star, but it got promoted up to Channel 5. Vigilante Brits was on 5 Star. Now, I was hoping it might get pushed again on Channel 5. I was praying. I was even talking to people. I was trying to see if I could, like, edge something. It wasn't, but they put it onto 5 Star, and I knew that automatically that meant that there's going to be less viewers, because it's a digital channel, terrestrial channel, whereas Channel 5 is one of the main 5. You might just be flicking and just go past it. You got to go further down to see this and catch it, as much as they did have an advert and stuff as well. And they played the advert a lot, to be honest. And I voiced the advert myself as well, which is crazy. But so I wanted to promote because I felt it was really, really good. I was in a much more comfortable place, in general, in terms of documentary making. And also I feel like my poem was stronger as well. Like, that poem was mad. We just came back from a crazy 2-3 days filming up north in some crazy area called Darlington. Crazy. It's mad up there.
Well, how mad? Like,
mad. And it's like, it's different, mad. It's not mad like how over here we got the streets and we got warring people. Over up there it's like drugs and like kids just like bored, so they're doing crazy things like imitating clowns and trying to catch people and attack them, and, you know what I mean, and just like worklessness and a real sense of an underclass as well up there, you know what I mean. A lot of issues, man. Not saying everyone's like that, please don't be offended if anyone's from Darlington, but I did see that as well in that area. But so when we came back from there, we come off at King's Cross, we're like, we haven't done the poem yet, so we just found this random part with a couple of the mandem in there that was smoking and doing their thing. He's like, we're gonna set the camera over here and we're gonna do it here. I'm like, alright, cool. So I'm there walking towards the camera delivering this poem, and it's like there's one kind of drunken man over here as well saying, yo, you go on bad, you go on bad with them lyric there, you go on bad, cut. You see me? So like did it in that park, and like I feel like the poem was quite strong, because I feel like I really took from what I saw. Like, I can't remember the exact. I said something along the lines of told you each of the people that I'd met, and kind of like questioning. And at the end, I said, if the justice system was really a system of justice, would those who chase what's lawful be so quick to rush this? You know what I mean? It's a question. I left you with a question, because it is a question. Like, if we had more justice in our system, would we then have vigilante? You know what I mean? So it's a question, man.
You know what? Yeah, I feel like with vigilantes, it's hit and miss. But then, like, one of the ones that I felt they weren't even vigilantes, they should give them like badges and stuff. Were the pedos, like the pedo hunters. Like they were like in like putting out profiles on all sorts of social medias of like little children. Pedos would then like contact them first, so it's not even an entrapment. They're contacting them first, and then they'll be like, I'm 12 years old, and these pedos will continue. Like there was one you were playing an audio. Like, oh my god, like that audio was.
Have you seen it yet?
I couldn't get this. No.
You couldn't get it?
No, I couldn't get it on the app. There was something up with the app.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because the show was originally supposed to be called The Real Kickass because they wanted to kind of have more of a superhero feel to it. But with the research and with pre-production, we realized that it was going more in a serious kind of like path. So actually, if you type in like Channel 5 and The Real Kickass, it will come up. Because
I think I was looking for the wrong.
But it's still called Vigilante Brits and Street Justice. But the Earl URL it says The Real Kickass. So if you type it into Google, it will come up, and you actually be able to get to the link. But crazy.
Yeah, no. So I thought that was a bit crazy. But what was it like hunting down these pedophiles? Like,
bro, it's like,
and what did they look like? They actually, because he actually like saw one. He bucked one in the car park.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
What, like he had his face censored though. Like, what
I saw his face though.
Would he look like a normal guy? Like, could you have like noticed it? Because I feel sometimes I would have
thought he was a strange fella.
You would have thought the sign a bit strange.
I would have thought he was
it.
a strange fella. But the thing is, what does a paedophile look like? Because I've seen so many, and bro, some of these guys are normal. Some of them even good-looking guys, normal-looking guys, bro, that can probably, in a normal respect of life, get a female interested in them. But for some reason, they have this sickness. And you know what? And before I did this show, I really thought that, you know what it is? It's a mental instability, man. It's not. It is their fault, but it's not all their fault. But then after doing this show, I realized how conniving and how sneaky and how nasty some of these guys are. It's not mental illness. It's a straight perversion and abusive. Like it's exploitation. They know what they're doing. They're taking advantage of what they think is young, young people with lesser knowledge and lesser experience, and for their sexual gain. It's disgusting, bro. And like this has affected me more than anything else that I've done in my life, which is why I haven't really done too much talking about it after. Before I did all the talking and even in the interviews and stuff, I was trying to like keep it like kind of PC or having, but like I don't like to revisit it mentally because it was really disturbing. I'm going to be real.
Okay, I can definitely agree to you. So we're going to go into our final segment. Cool. For this segment's called Who Wants to Be a Vigilante? No sound effects were broke up here, but basically this game, I'm gonna put the first question to Ross. So in this game, basically, I'm going to give you a scenario and I'm going to give you 4 options, and then you have to basically pick the one you to do, and I'll decide if it should be right or wrong.
Now, man.
I'm like Chris Tennant, but young and black. Not surrounded
Chris
by
Tarrant.
Oh, is that his name?
Yeah.
That's peak. So the scenario is you're in a bookies. For you guys who don't know what a bookies is, it's a gambling shop. And an armed robber comes in.
Okay.
Yeah? Do you A, help him steal money because the bookie stole your money too?
I like that.
B, exit the premises because you're not about that life.
Okay.
C, play dead even though a bullet hasn't been shot. Nice. Or D, put on your Captain Save-A-Ho cape because you fancy the cashier.
Captain Save-A-Ho.
I'd probably go with a Save-A-Ho cape. But you know what? I'd take a mixture between option 1 and 4. I'd throw on my Captain Save-A-Ho cape, but I'd basically just grab the gun and rob the place myself, take it over, because this is the Like a Boss show. I've got to be in charge of
exactly. I love that.
Also, like, no love for bookies, right? No love for bookies.
But you know what? In his documentary, there was a vigilante who saved a bookies like from an armed robber. He came in with a gun. I was like, this guy, number 1, you're stupid. Number 2, the armed robber yourself, you two, you're stupid. What is this?
Question is, did he get the cashier?
He didn't even get the cashier in the end. Like he didn't even. He didn't even do that. Like, that's a bit crazy. But you know what? I'm gonna give you the second one, Aaron.
Please.
In like this happened in my area. Okay. So the scenario is you're in your local sweet shop.
Yeah.
And a guy runs in with an axe.
Yeah.
Do you A, Slide a chocolate bar you're holding in your pocket whilst everyone is distracted because boss man didn't let you off 10p the last time you were in the shop. Or B, do you call the Ghostbusters? C, do you trip up the rubber on his way out and run out with the loot because the 10p situation really hurt your feelings? Or D, do you back boss man in beef so he gives you a life supply of free Freddos? Terms and the conditions apply to that one though. Only one Freddo a day.
That's dead, but what was my first option again?
Slide a chocolate bar in your pocket whilst everyone's distracted with the axe.
Do you know what? Yeah,
it's like, Kindle Ben or White as well, though. I
hate to do this 'cause I know you got options, yeah, but you see me, yeah, like I don't believe. I've seen the show. I think it's dangerous to be a vigilante, but you know what it is. I can't allow someone to be in a situation of being taken advantage of, or possibly like being hurt or whatever it is. So I will try to work a little bit of mediation in the situation.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna be real. Like, I feel like I can talk my way out of a lot of things, bro.
You're trying to talk your way out of this question.
Yeah,
you know, this is how it works.
I would either talk myself out. I would either talk him out of it, or I would go with D. Like, I can't lie.
Yeah, Freddo's.
Back boss man. And stipulate some stipulations in the agreement that we have, and maybe make it something a bit more lucrative than Fredo's. You know what I mean?
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I'll give you that one. But yeah, thank you for coming up.
Thank you.
What's 2017? What have we got to expect from Aaron Bridgeman this year?
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm pushing harder and further. So in the near future, you can expect. I'm working on a documentary series. So there'll be 6 episodes. It'll be me presenting all of them.
Bang bang.
Quite hard. It's very hard hitting. I'm not gonna say too much about what it is yet. I'm not even know if I'm allowed to, but it's very hard hitting. More traumatic situations, but a bit more close to home for those of us from. And I know you're from the hood as well, bro. But I know you are. Yeah, those of us from our type of areas. So there are some stories that are close to us, but there are also stories that are nothing to do with where we're from, and also quite traumatic.
When can we be expecting that to grace our screens?
That will probably be on TV like April, May time. So
all right.
Maybe more looking at May from what I read the other day.
Hopefully you come back up here and tell us all about it.
I will, and and possibly as well, I'm hoping something international as well this year. Like I'm hoping to get something that takes my like investigation of things into an international scale. Maybe abroad somewhere. There are talks about certain things.
I can imagine you going up to I don't know LA and checking out them crips, see what they're saying. So I'm thinking, what's the final song, Ross? Do you have I know you set off with Ed Sheeran. You can't play him no more. Can't play J. Cole either.
No, you know what I'm on at the moment? I'm on that Post Malone Congratulations.
Okay.
You know what?
Right.
Do you have it there?
Do you have it? Oh no, you know what? I'm gonna change my mind.
Okay.
Because I don't know what playlist that's on. I'm going with Amigos' new one.
Jeez. Let me know when you're ready.
It's playing, bro.
Alright, so this is Like a Boss. Thank you very much, Aaron, for coming through.
Cheers, Aaron, man.
Yep. Hey, happy Friday, guys.
Mama told me not to sell word. Mama